ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलधे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः ॐ श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शङ्करादि गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते कङ्कणबद्धानां समस्तभक्तसाधक सेवकानाम् उपासकानां संस्थापकानाम् इच्छुकानां च समस्त बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निवारण द्वारा शक्ति साधना संपदा सानुकूल्यतावाप्ति सिद्धि द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये शीघ्र गतिना दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थम विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम समस्त भक्त साधकानां आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेम स्थैर्य धैर्यादि प्राप्त्यर्थम नासदीय सूक्तस्य पारायणं तैत्तिरीयोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम अथ आदौ नासदीय सूक्तम्. नासदीय सूक्तम् is न असत इति. The asad jagat was never there, is never there, will never be there. What is there only is the sadvastu. We have to reach to that sadvastu through meditation after studying the Upanishads. When we reach that sadvastu, from that standpoint, when we see, other than that, there is no other thing, which earlier was appearing to be there and appearing to be real to such an extent that the real was never seen as real at all. So, a very powerful mantra. And these are the mantras and these are the Upanishads. When we study, then only we will stop giving value to those which are binding us. And we try to reach to our essential self, which is the only the mukti from bondages and also the thing which we are seeking called as the infinite bliss. Let us see what it is. Om Athanasadiya Suktam Rugveda Samhita Ekona Trimshati Uttara Shatatama Suktam दशममण्डलम् अष्टमाष्टकं सप्तमोऽध्यायः एकादशोऽनुवाकः सप्तदशवर्गं सप्तमः ऋकुः प्रजापति ऋषिः परमेष्टि भाववृत्तं त्रिष्टुप्छन्दः ॐ नासदासेन्नो सदासेत् तदानीं नासेद्रजो नो व्योमा परो यत् किमावरीव कुहकस्य शर्मन्नम्ब किमासीत् गहनं गभीरं न मृत्युरासीदमृतन्न तर्हि न रात्र्या अह्न आसीत् प्रकेतः आनीदवातं सदया तदेकं तस्माद्धान्यन्न परः किञ्चन स तम आसीत् तमसा गूढहनग्रे प्रकेतं सलिलं सर्वमा इदं तुच्छेनाभ्यपिहितं यदासीत् तपसन्तमहिर्महिना जायतैकं कामस्तदग्रे कामस्तदगे समवर्तताधि मनसोरेतः प्रथमं यदासीत् सतो बन्धुः सति निरविन्दन् हृदि प्रतीप्या कवयो मनीषा तिरश्चीनो विततो रश्मिरेषा मदः स्विदासीदुपरि स्विदासीद् रेतोधा आसन्महिमान आसन् स्वधा अवस्थात् प्रयति परस्तात् को अद्धा वेदक इह प्रवोचत् कुत आजाता कुत इयं विसृष्टिः अर्वाग्दवा अर्वाग्दवा अस्य विसर्जनेनाथो को वेदयत आबभूव इयं विसृष्टिर्यत आबभूव यदि वा दधे यदि वा न यो अस्याध्यक्षः परमे व्योमन्सो अङ्गवेद यदि वा न वेद ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुवैः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतो सहनौ भुनक्तो सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुवागः ॐ यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कदाचनेते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मान्मनोमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिणपक्षः सत्यमुत्तरपक्षः योग आत्मा महःपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते ॐ शान्तिः 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 Let us salute Parabrahma Tattva Shrutimata, all the Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishi Muni Guru Devata, especially Sri Vedavyasa Vaishampayana, Yagnavalkya Adya Shankara Gurus. Let us salute our own Ishta Devata, our own Kula Devata, our own Guru Parambara, our own Gotra Guru Parampara, our own Swa Guru. Having saluted them, simple thought for the day is what? In life, especially we talk about spirituality, whether it is to understand the subject, whether it is to practice what is understood and practice it till the experience comes. What is most important is we have to give the time for it. We have to give the due time for it. We have to give that due qualitative time for it. First, if we can't give the time, the second thing we can never give, that is called as the mind. And unless the time is given, unless the mind is applied, those particular, whatever the sadhanas we do, we will not be able to do them duly. Unless they are duly done, they won't give the respective results which we seek. For example, japa. So the japa sadhana needs its own time to be given and also the mind to be given. At least that half an hour, 20 minutes. When we sit and with full mind focused, when we do, then that japa sadhana rewards us with the satisfaction of doing it as well as the result of doing called as that calmness, concentration, as well as some devotion to that Lord or whosoever the mantra we are chanting. So too, you want to really get benefit of the upasana, so that upasana, unless it is done for some 40 minutes, that qualitative time is given. How can we do dhyayami, avayami, asram samarpayami? See, every one of these upacharas, when we wholeheartedly, whole-mindedly do, then only that puja reaches to the respective God, then he will respond. But we are not giving time. So the due time when we can give, qualitative when we give the time, and in the time the second effort is putting the mind. The mind should not be distracted into anything else at that time. In this way, when we do, every of the sadhanas can give us a result. It can be everything, even if it is not spiritual sadhana, even in Vyavahara also, to command the children, to set right the children in right direction. We should learn the art of giving them the time and giving the mind for that work. So they need love, they need support, they need somebody to listen. When we do all that and we are capable enough of giving them outer and inner solutions, understandings, then we have commanded them and they are beautifully growing. A Mali bringing up the plants in the whole garden, bagicha. So to a father can do it to the children. So to a boss, he'll have to give time, mind to understand all the subordinates and then train them properly so that they are in tune with him as well as the work, so that work happens well everywhere. So let us bring, and where from we can get the time? Time is same for everyone, 24 Gante. We only have to be choosy. Therefore, where from we can cull out the time and give it for our selected sadhanas. And we cannot take out time from some very essential things. Therefore, from the non essentials only, we have to take out the time and give it for our selected sadhanas. The sufficient amount of sleep, sufficient amount of the food, some of the obligations, some of the daily routines of dharma. No, you can't avoid them. Apart from this, what are the places from where I can steal my time, conserve my time, and apply it for my sadhana? That intelligence, that discretion, everyone will have to have if they want to grow in sadhana. Along with the intelligence and discretion, the ability to sacrifice. Because when we are habituated to give our time for that, and in that we are finding some taste, and if we are supposed to pull ourselves from it, it is very difficult and painful. But that going through that pain and difficulty is actually called as Adhyatmika Sadhana. Without difficulties, without going through pain, without sacrifices, we can never grow spiritually at all. So that is how those whoever have discovered these things and have practically done, they could spare sufficient time and mind for the selected sadhanas, they could excel in them and get the benefits of those sadhanas. Whether it is in the professional field, domestic field, social field, or even our own Adhyatmika Kshetram. This is the way, this is the only way. And such a common sense but very important thing. Without time and mind, how can we do sadhana? Some of us are having the mind, liking for it, but time we are not able to give. It's going in some waste channels, in excessive lazinesses, etc. Some of us are able to give time, but to that we have to add the mind also. Mind fully focused, mind fully concentrated only on that sadhana at that time. When we can train ourselves like that, then every sitting is so fulfilling, whether it is for puja or the japa or the swadhyayam or shravanam or it is dhyanam, everything will be very, very satisfactory. Maybe we matured in this understanding sooner. Maybe truly take out time really for our sadhanas. In fact, let all the time be, though it is very idealistic, all the time be spent only for the sadhana. And the whole mind also is focused only on this. Maybe that way take a decision at least for a decade or so. Maybe live life like that so that we will reach near the truth. किसी एक जन्म में 12 साल हम पूरा समय मन केवल भगवान को दे पाए तो शायद भगवान का दर्शन अनुभव हो सकता होगा क्वालिटेटिवली बोथ टाइम एंड माइंड इफ वी गिव एक्सक्लूसिवली so may we be matured that way may we not be any more childish in our approach to sadhana wherein without giving time and mind we really want to grow टाइम वाइम नहीं दिया तो करेंगे ही नहीं करे नहीं तो ग्रो कैसे होंगे सो इन दिस वे हैविंग सेड सो नाउ कमिंग टू अवर तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद हियर आल्सो वन और टू थिंग्स फर्स्ट we are what is the goal is the brahmavidapnoti brahma so our goal is to reach to our essential swarupa brahmanuvati. To reach to that experience, according to the koshas, first we have to cross, matlab from the last, if you see, Anandamaya kosha, we have to transcend. That we can do only when, a grosser than that kosha, we transcend it, come to the Anandamaya. The grosser one is Vijnana. Vijnana we can come, cross and come to Ananda. Only a grosser than that, the Mano we conquer. Mana we can conquer and enter into Vijnana and Ananda and Parabrahma when Pranamaya Kosha we have mastered. We can do the mastery of Pranamaya Kosha slowly to Mano, Vijnana, Ananda and beyond only when the Annamaya is mastered. So if you see from this side, Annamaya Kosha unless it is mastered, slowly one by one we cannot master all of them. First. Second is what? It is unfortunate thing that in the grossest kosha annamaya, all the earlier four also are fully there. इसमें प्राण का भी है मन का भी है विज्ञान का है आनंद का है इतने भरकर होने से ये हेवी लोडेड हो जाता दैट इज वाई इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट टू क्रॉस अन्नमय कोश very difficult because it is not only annamaya it is supported by all other four mithya atme प्राण मानो विज्ञान ना एक विलन को हराना आज इसी है उसके पीछे और चार जुड़ गए मानो ही बिकम्स ताकतवर because the prana shakti is also working for the annamaya the emotions the mano are also for annamaya intellects every understanding every knowledge gained only for the annamaya and whole vasanas also are of annamaya no a useless fellow ko the other four useless fellows are supporting. Is it not? Very difficult it is. You know, the central government and the oppositions, when you see, in that opposition, the first fellow himself is very useless. And if the four more are added to him, it becomes difficult to combat that fellow. In the same way it is. That we have to recognize. Therefore, transcending Annamaya Kosha requires lot of effort, struggle, sacrifices. We should accept it. Point one. Point two. Second is what? It is not at all difficult at all, at least to understand, to transcend each of the koshas. What is that understanding is what is slowly, indirectly developed in the explanation or description of each of the kosha. What each kosha is described as, what purpose it is given for. If somehow we can stick in our vyavahara only to that at each of the kosha level, and then with ease from the grosser lower to the next kosha, if we can shift our identity, then it is not as difficult as we imagine. Throughout life, it is the case. Whatever it is given to us, for what purpose if it is given, only that much if you do, never ever that becomes a problem. That simple but more effective but highly neglected thought we have to bring back to our understanding. Like I'm in government service, so I'm given a car to travel. So what for that car is given? If exactly for that I use, not using also is not right because the government wants to get work from us. Therefore, it gives that vehicle. We have to travel in that not for us, but for getting the work done quickly. Is it not? Only that much I do. More than that, nothing else with regard to that vehicle I do. Where will be that vehicle becoming my samsara? It won't become. बस घर आ गए छोड़ दिया ड्राइवर को टैक्सी को चला गया इट गॉट पार्कड इन इट्स रेस्पेक्टिव प्लेस और नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग बुला दिया 9 बजे आ गया तो बैठ गए वेर एवर टू गो डन अगेन केम बैक so to the house where we stay maintain the house and stay in the house that much house is for only that much and whatever required for minimum our safety security I know comfort, let us say, minimum required. If you can manage those things in the house, staying in the house is never a problem. But too much of lavishness we think about the house, so many unwanted things we add into that, and we get identified with everything in that, we get suffering. So to a friend, so friend, you help and he helps you in difficulties, in the need of some work. Beyond that, bye bye. Where is the problem? If you can recognize this principle, which appears to be missing in us, same with the Annamaya. It is made of Anna Rasa. Therefore, give proper Anna for it to sustain. Less Anna given, it becomes weak. More given, it becomes useless or lazy or the heavy or in another way, liability. So understand it and do it. So what form it is made is this how. How it has to be maintained is through some exercise and some medication if required. What for it is to be used? In the outside it is for dharma. In the inside, just to stay in it as an about. Staying in Annamaya through other koshas, we are working in this world. इतना ही वैल्यू दे दे अन्नमय को उतना ही to this Annamaya, for its sustenance, there are some who are helping. The parents help, the wife helps her husband or the children. So, उनको इनके साथ संबंध होने से some responsibility, some duty are there. It is done. हो गया ना? More than that, any type of attention given to the deha with the idea of taking it as me and extra value given to it causes the samsara. We not only give extra value, but too much value we give it to this Annamaya. That is why it is becoming such a difficult thing to cross it and go to the next level. Simple thought, I am giving more than wanted value to my Annamaya kosha. This I have to digest. What is the meaning of it? Is it not? I am attending it to more, attending to it more, valuing it more. I am doing whole days thinking and working for it only. For example, when the Annamaya Kosha needs Anna, at the time of the lunch, what's required, you give it. After that, nothing of the food related things should be remembered. If you are remembering means we are lost in the Annamaya. So too we need 6 hours of sleep. If that much is given to the Annamaya, after that till again after 18 hours तक उसके बारे में सोच भी नहीं आना. That is called as Annamaya. We are not any slave to it. So too, Prarabdha brings it diseases and the pains. Understanding it and going through it and giving the required treatment. Even with treatment, some disease may not be cured or pain may not go. It is like that. उसको ऐसा स्वीकार करके उसको छोड़ देना है. लाइक भगवान ने दुनिया बनाया, हमको भेज दिया, हमको अक्लमंद दे दी, देन छोड़ दिया हमको उन्होंने. आप झेलो. In the same way, but he is monitoring. Chodo means he left us, he is monitoring. So to monitor karo, but beyond that, how long? Not knowing this, what are we doing from the morning till night? Everything we are doing only for the Deha. And for the sake of Deha, all the other four also made as servants. Like at your own house, for one stupid child ke liye, all the servants you employ only for that useless fellow. Then they are not useful for any other work. सब वहीं लगे हैं. One fellow you can keep or something you can do with it. But all the family, everybody dedicated only. Don't we do that? As if he is everything. Any sentiment you would, any attachment you would, your whole time, energy gone for it or not. Children will grow. बस have 3-4 children, not one. आधा डजन तो होना चाहिए. They will fight with each other, they will learn through that, they share with each other, give them food, give them education. Every day 15 मिनट बिठा के एक क्लास लो उनको, ऐसा जीना है वगैरह. बाकी leave them. They won't grow otherwise. है ना? Like the water is given to the plant, required manure is given, leave it. It will grow. The Mali cannot be 24 घंटे with that. It will too. It has its own inherent ability to use what is given to grow. It will take sunlight, it will take the salts, it will use the given water, it will slowly grow. I'm just giving an example of child. In the same way, we have to understand each kosha, how it is made, how it is maintained, what for it is used. That's it. Outside for dharma karma, inside as an abode for me to stay. Other than that, I have no identification with it. Through body, any of the sukha or bhoga of, let us say, the nidra adi, if you have a thought, that itself is wrong. Wrong in the sense, spiritually wrong. Why? In spirituality, we want Brahma Ananda, not the Deha Ananda. Is it not? See, if you want Brahmananda, which is beyond all these Panchakosha, you have to transcend these koshas. How? By denying the Ananda of these koshas. इस आनंद को हम पाते रहे तो इधर ही रह जाएंगे. Is it not? In a mall you went, it has 5 floors. In the 5th floor is your choice of thing. But in the 2nd floor, something enchanting is there. You were staying there only, then you are lost it. You will not be able to reach there, no? When you have come for the 5th, you should actually straight away go to the 5th. While going there, you will go through all 2nd, 3rd, 4th. In that, all enchanting things are seen. Just because they are seen, why you are getting attracted, why you are missing your main thing. This is how I have to think for myself. Everyone will have to think for themselves. And then this maturity should make these sacrifices of this sukha of every of the kosha effortless. If that person alone will not sleep more than required, that time he will engage for his search for the Brahma Vastu. Else क्या होगा? As we saw in the introduction, entire time and mind and attention only for the Deha. Due importance we give, as we said, rest दे दो, खाना दो जितना जरूरी है, दवा दो कुछ है तो बीमारी. Is it not? That is required. But beyond that, whole day the concern, worry, thought is only of it, only about it. It is not openly spoken कि I am living for my Deha. देह मैं हूं ऐसा कोई बोलता नहीं मुंह से. सुबह उठकर किसी ने कहा क्या? आई एम द बॉडी. बट एंटायर थिंकिंग इन द माइंड, एक्टिंग इन द बॉडी, माइंड लेवल, all of them are for the dehosmi bhavana only. think this इसको हमें कैच करना है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू डोंट से एवरीडे मेरा बेटा है मेरा बेटा, बट उसी के लिए सब कुछ करते हो. बिकॉज इन द माइंड द थॉट इज स्ट्रांग, ये मेरा बेटा, उसको खुश करना है, इसलिए कोई भी मांगे यूजलेस उसको दे दो. इन द सेम वे वी डोंट से विद द माउथ, बट वी लिव ओनली एज अन्नमय excessively. And when we are lost at Annamaya only, Prana Manaka we don't value for the sake of this Annamaya, even they are also destroyed in that way. So to come to the Prana, so to the Mana, each of the kosha is given for a specific purpose. Pranamaya kosha is for the maintenance of the Pancha Pranas, which supply energy for all the faculties to work. For Pranamaya kosha, the energy comes from the three things. One from the food, second from the pranayama adi, third one a habitual working discipline. When these three are done, the pranayama kosha is energetic. More than that, it should not be worried. Be conscious of it. So to the Manomaya kosha has two things. One is spiritually looked, it is a seat of all the Veda mantras. First, Veda mantra vritti वहाँ बन जाए मन में, then the buddhi will tell the meaning of that, and according to that the work has to happen. So that alone should be there in the mana, and in the mana there are capacities of emotions, capacities of projections, imagination. Why they are given? When in the vyavahara they are required to be used for that at that time. Like see gurus or doctors. When the patient comes to the doctor, guru, शिष्य आता है, तो उस पेशेंट को क्या चाहिए, डॉक्टर वो वाला इमोशन देता है वहाँ. Never mind, it will go away, take this medicine, just 10 days of rest, be careful. When he using emotions, what is he doing? The capacity of the mind called emotion he is using for the purpose. Is it not? In that mind, for him, the Vaidya Jnanam is there that he is using to treat. And once the patient gone away, if he is worried about that patient, he cannot take care of new patient. Patient gone, his case is gone, the emotion used for him also is gone. Now the new fresh case. In some cases of patients, emotion is not required because patient himself is strong. Therefore, उनको diagnosis, treatment required, दे दिया खत्म. Same way, in some actions, just mind is required as a functional instrument. No need of human emotion. So don't use. Therefore, emotions are given, or the ability of emotion is given to get the work done, not to become emotional and get lost in that. But we throughout the day, maximum attachments we have only out of emotions. Emotion means only attachment. Attachment matlab hi emotion. As we said now, attachment to body, attachment to the house, attachment to things, out of just emotion. जितना चाहिए उतना करो भाई, नहीं तो नहीं. But no. Because of the emotion, the attachment, because the attachment, no detachment. You know, how many things we collect in the room and keep, none of them are used by us. We also know it, but we don't detach from them. Why? Because there is attachment. Why? There is a senti, there is an emotion. That we have to break. Those who break that, they don't have emotion. Anything unwanted, they throw. Their house is very neat and clean. कुछ है तो ले आते हैं, नहीं है तो they adjust. Because in life, everything can be adjusted. Nothing is पक्का. जरूर हर एक चीज adjust हो जाता है. नहीं तो मर जाएंगे. That alternative anyway is there. In this way, mana. Now coming to the Vijnanamaya kosha. Clear? We are seeing that Vijnanamaya kosha, and it is other than the Manomaya, it is inside the Manomaya, it is permeating the Manomaya, it is the Atma of the Manomaya. Okay? This Vijnanamaya kosha is the वेदों का अर्थ का ऑथेंटिक कंटेम्पलेशन के बाद और गुरु से सुनने के बाद मिलने वाला कन्विक्शन. Vijnanamaya kosha is that state of antakarana where there is a conviction of the meaning of the Veda mantras. authentic. The authenticity is because of one's own practice, sometimes because of the teachings of the guru. गुरु ने कहा, मैंने भी प्रैक्टिस की, इसलिए मुझे उसका कन्विक्शन हो गया of the meaning of the Vedas. And in those Veda mantra, it can be the mantras regarding the dharma karma, the mantra regarding the yajna yaga, mantra regarding the upasanas, mantra regarding the Brahma Tattva. The meaning of the Brahma Tattva related mantras in the intellect. What is to be done with them? Contemplate and abide in that meaning. Because Aham Brahmasmi, there is nothing to be done. But when the intellect has the Vijnanam of other mantras, meaning of the other mantras, and what that meaning means, that he'll have to do. Like the Yajna Yaga is there, which are the Veda mantras. What is the Yajna Yaga? What for the Yajna Yaga? That meaning is there in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then, if that particular result is required, then Vijnanamaya Kosha को उस ज्ञान का रखने से sufficient नहीं है. The jnana has to be used as work. Then the result will come. But vijnana चाहिए. So, Vijnanamaya Kosha has got jnana. More specifically, that Vijnanamaya Kosha has jnana about both yajnas. One yajna is Dravya yajna, second is Jnana yajna. In this Vijnanamaya Kosha, when I have the jnana, when it is a Dravya yajna jnana, I have to do the yajna there. Karna padta hai. In the Jnana Yajna, there is nothing to be done, but we have to abide in that. Here the abidance gives the mukti, which is the purpose. There, acting gives the phala. So, any phala you want, there is a yajna to be done. Of that, the Vijnanamaya should have the knowledge. According to knowledge, the yajna should be performed by the karta in the Vijnanamaya kosha. As regard the Jnana Yajna is concerned, here there is no karma done, but you have to abide in that. Till avoidance is done, we can call that vicharana and dhyana, let us say, as a karma, because I am doing as a karta. But at the finer most level of understanding or abiding, there is nothing to be done. It's only that I am Brahman, establishing in that thought or experience. First we establish in the thought, it is called as Aham Brahmasmi Vritti. And that when it is consuming all other vrittis, then even this vritti also goes away, then Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti comes. That much karma the Vijnanamaya Kosha does for the Jnana Yajna. But in other Dravya Yajnas, karma has to be done. But both of them, the Jnana required. The Jnana is the Veda mantron ka artha. वो जहाँ रहता है उसको विज्ञानमय कोश कहते हैं. So thus today our Vijnanamaya Kosha is empty because we have not studied Vedas only, Shastras. Therefore we don't have the Jnanam regarding what is to be achieved for that, what is to be done. Whether in the Dravya Jagat or in the Adhyatmika Brahma Jagat. Empty Vijnanamaya kya karega? It will follow only Mana Buddhi. So Vijnanamaya Kosha has got capacity to think, decide, but it has no data, authentic data of the Veda Jnanam or Guru given Jnana. Therefore, it uses its ability, capacity to think and decide only by following the what Mana says, what the Indriyas say. Like you have a Vijnana data in you that 7:30 I have to go to class. Okay? The data is there in you. Therefore, at exactly the 7:25, your Vijnanamaya Kosha will think in this line and decide. It has a capacity to think and decide. Already data is there. इसलिए 7:15 होते ही the thinking starts. अरे 15 मिनट में क्लास में जाना है. You decide and you work accordingly. You commence it. And for those who don't have this data of going to the class, at that time intellect works, intellect thinks, intellect decides, but not to come to the class. Then whatever in their Vijnanamaya Kosha, the data is there. According to that, intellect thinks and decides. Therefore, someone go for sleeping, someone go for jogging, somebody for some other exercise, somebody for breakfast, somebody for news, somebody for TV. उनके अंदर क्या डेटा है उसके अनुसार वो लोग बुद्धि से वो निर्णय ले रहे। तो हमको क्लास में आने का डेटा है, क्लास में आए। Now, not only coming to the class wala data, but we also the data of ultimate goal is Brahman. For that we have to become Dhyata. For that we have to prepare like this. If this Vijnana is thoroughly is there in our Vijnanamaya Kosha, gained again from the authority of the Guru, then all our thinkings, decisions, actions at the intellectual level will be only of this type. It will not be as guided by the mind or the senses or misguided by. Today, because the Vijnanamaya Kosha is not thorough in its study of the Vedas, which indicate that Brahman alone is the goal, because when you achieve Brahman, everything is achieved. If Brahman is not achieved, there is nothing real other than Brahman, therefore nothing is achieved. If this conviction is not there, that is why Nishchayatmika, Adhyavasayata, these words are repeatedly used. ज्ञान होना चाहिए और उस ज्ञान का निश्चय होना चाहिए, उसके अनुसार विचारण और निर्णय होना है, देन कर्म होना चाहिए. This is how understanding of Vijnanamaya Kosha, making right use of that Vijnanamaya Kosha. That is why he said in the mantra कि प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक ही यज्ञादि तायते, expected to be. Tayate means conducted. Yajna adi means yajna karmas. Yajna adi means yajna and upasana. So yajna karma, upasana karma are done. How? Pramana vijnana purvaka. Here pramana means Vedanta, Vedas. Vijnana means thoroughly understanding of the Vedas. Purvaka means followed by only. The yajna and upasana is to be there generally. In general, the Jivana should be conducted as a yajna, every aspect, which is backed by the Vijnana, which is born out of the Pramana. So, Veda Pramana से वेदिका का हुआ विज्ञान के द्वारा जीवन के जो जरूरती हैं वो वाले यज्ञों को हमें जीना है, कर्म करना है फल के लिए. बट प्रमाण ही नहीं है, हमको प्रमाण विज्ञान ही नहीं है. Therefore, our life is not yajna according to the Vedas. Our life is only full of the karma according to our mana and indriyas. And in mana, there is all kamanas are there. Therefore, all our karma are only kama karma. Neither dharma karma nor adhyatmic sadhana karma. So these are the things which you have to understand. In us, these are happening. Those we have to go on changing. That's it. Spirituality मतलब समझकर जो निकालना है, जो लाना है वो लाना है. As we are saying again and again every day, purely each of the kosha is told to us. Again in each of the kosha, the capacities are many. Like in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, it can go into the world, discover the secrets, and you can use them for your own bhoga and comforts. Bhagavan kept all those secrets in the world to manage the world. He did not tell you. Like the father kept an instrument in the house for some particular work, a laptop he got, computer. For some work his official is doing. But in that computer, lot of play games can be done, so many things. The children go and do it. It is wrong, no? Children are not supposed to go and do it. Because the purpose of that is for the father to do his official work. Although in that thing, the capacity is there. But in the first instance, father did not control the child. Slowly, child got addicted to the computer. Then he wants his own laptop now. Therefore, every child has got their own laptop, their own cell phone. They are indulgent in that. So too, the Father, the Lord, made the Srishti for his own maintenance of the world. In that, so many secrets are there. When you and I tap, it gives so much of sukha and bhoga, but it is not to be done. Like the children can play with the computer, but should not play. They are supposed to do their study and grow. They have different purpose given. Giving up that purpose when they get lost in the laptop, it is their mistake, is it not? Same way, you and as a human being came with only one purpose of reaching God. For that, what is to be done, that alone is to be done. And to do that, whichever the world we are sent, in that world, million things are possible. That doesn't mean that we do all of them. But then why they are all there? They are all there for the Lord for maintaining the world. For the Father to do his work and earn money for us, he is given laptop by the office, so he is doing only that work. But in that laptop, possibilities are there. That doesn't mean you do it. That is the most important discretion we forget. है कि नहीं? 2000 रुपये नोट में दवा दारू पीने का कैपेसिटी है, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि करते हैं. You understood? In the mouth, there's a capacity to insult others, humiliate others, abuse others. Does it mean that we should do it? That lack of that intelligent discretion is a cause of misusing our own faculties for our own destruction. Then why the Lord kept that capacity in them means only to note for you so that you should not do that. है ना? भगवान ने गाली देने का मुंह में रखा है, बट गाली देने से लोग शत्रु बनते हैं. वो रिजल्ट भी दिया ना. Looking at the result, don't use it. Then why that capacity given? Not to do, but not to not do. To not to do. दुर्गुण क्यों है? Like we are studying nowadays in our Mundaka Upanishad. Why the aparavidya to be known? To reject it. Why the paravidya to be known? To abide in it. To reject it, you have to know. Is it not? In the same way, these capacities, though they are there, if they are used, they destroy us. Knowing that we should not involve. उसका वहाँ खेल खत्म. Do any thinking more than that is your biasness, your impure intellect. Then we take wrong decisions. You do wrong action, you suffer. Very subtle topic we are discussing, more practical thing. I hope you listen this once more and try to understand it. What finally we are discussing is, in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Veda मंत्रों का अर्थ authentically निश्चय पूर्वकता से होना चाहिए. And that Vijnanamaya Kosha existing karta should do the karma according to the Veda artha. And the karmas to be done by this Vijnanamaya Kosha karta are only of two types. One is the maintenance related, second is the liberation related. Many other are possible, but you should not do. That is the purest way of living at the Vijnanamaya Kosha level. Anything done other than it is the misuse of Vijnanamaya Kosha that will trouble us, that will bind us. वेदों के अथॉरिटी छोड़कर you can listen to anyone who are non-Vedic, who have variety of the things to show, variety of the inspirations to give about the worldliness. They show, demonstrate, practical. ये सब को जानने से हमको मन में कामनाएं उत्पन्न होकर we get lost in that. This is Mahamoha, Mahamaya. These are always throughout life. About Moha and Maya, there is nothing to be understood. Only two things regarding it. One, it leads to destruction. Second, therefore, you have to drop it. What you have to think about the poison when you look at it? What is there to think about? If it is consumed, we die. Therefore, it should be thrown away. Any other फालतू है कि नहीं डिस्कशन? ये क्यों आया, कहाँ से आया? Why are you worried? जहां से भी आए हो उस जवाब का कोई तो मतलब तो नहीं है तुमको. You have to be safe. Safety is what? Knowing that it destroys me, they would drop it. In the same way, regarding Maya and Moha, we should know that it is binding. Therefore, we have to drop it. That's it. Any further inquiry we should not do. What is Maya Moha? This wrong thinking. What is wrong thinking? Then why in the mouth the abusing capacity Bhagavan gave? Why in the mind the desiring capacity Bhagavan gave? Why in the intellect Bhagavan gave? The ability to know the external knowledge also other than Shastra Jnana. And these questions should not be answered. Okay, should not be asked. These are all moha, they are delusion. That you drop, that's it. है ना, उस रास्ते में कांटे हैं. So when you know it, avoid it. But why कांटे हैं? The mind can question. Doesn't mean the question should always be there in the mind. कोई कोई चीजों को ना, वो क्वेश्चन को छोड़ना ही जवाब है, प्रश्न को त्यागना ही जवाब है. दैट मेच्योरिटी शुड कम. Because who is questioning? The mind. Mind itself is questionable entity. और उसको how can you entertain it? Every question need not have answer. Some questions have answer of dropping the question itself. Is it not? Dropping the question is the answer. Like a very old, diseased I became. Now, what is the solution at that level of old age and disease? Only thing, drop the body. और क्या करेगा? तब तक कोशिश कर रहे थे डिसीज को दूर करने का दवा देकर. अब जब पीक परफेक्शन लेवल पे आया हो कि कोई भी दवा काम नहीं करेगा, solution is ड्रॉप. In any relation also, we try to manage to a great extent, and it's not possible. You drop it, move ahead. In the same way, every question need not be answered like that. Anyway, so again, where we are discussing, where Vijnanamaya Kosha has to be used. Vijnanamaya Kosha has got Vijnanam, should have the Vijnanam of what Shastra said, exactly that. Why Shastra again? We said it is the Lord in the expression of the Shastra, Jnana, Lord expressing as Jnana through Shastra, in which Bhagavan gives us Bhukti and Mukti. Mukti is for survival, survival is for Mukti. Full stop. Anything other than this is trapped in the moha of the mana. If the intellect supports that, then the intellect also lost its main purpose. Is it not? Think about it. Like our neighbor countries of Sri Lanka and Nepal got trapped by the China. But then they stopped connecting with India. Then the China's only purpose is to take away everything from those nations and drop them. यतीम की तरह छोड़ देता है. देखो पाकिस्तान को छोड़ दिया. Is it not? In the same way, the intellect will be misused if it is trapped by the trapped mind in delusion. Intellect has to be alert. There's no way we should search for. When you have a highway, why do you search for bylane? The highway is study Shastra, in that Bhukti Marga through Yajna Upasana is given, follow it. The Mukti Marga through Vedanta is given, follow it. Ho gaya? In other cases also you are searching Bhukti Mukti only. But you are searching for it, but you don't get it because that is not the right way. Why? Vedas alone is the right way. Why? Vedas are meant for that only. You can't improve them. You just have to study and follow them. That's it. This is so lost in our life. We have gone far away from our own Shastras. From the life like that. Don't ask a question. Swami, then the other religion people, they don't have Vedas. They will live their life, they die, they will become as Hindus. That time they will learn Veda. Why are you worried about them? Now you are a Hindu, you have Vedas, you study, you look into your moksha first. Just shut up regarding questioning about others. No, but I want to answer. I gave you answer. No, they will die, be born as Hindu, they study Vedanta, then they learn. Or they will convert while living only. Convert means they learn the Shastra, they can get. Why are you worried? You look into yours. ऐसे फालतू क्वेश्चन मन पूछता है बचने के लिए, साधना से हमको दूर ले जाने के लिए. 99% questions of the mind are only to disturb the intellect's faith in doing sadhana. Is it not? That is why in a good olden days, for some questions where there is no answer, the parents and teachers used to scold them and say, you just shut up, do it, that's it. That is a big answer. Many a times out of misusing the intellect, we lost the joy of this way, abiding and getting the solution. Vijnanamaya Kosha is this one. Okay? Now this Vijnana has got the 5 limbs. Yesterday we have seen the 3 of them very exhaustively. Tasya Vijnanamaya Koshasya. Which Vijnanamaya? Uncorrupted, unpolluted, purest Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is given by the Lord. For that Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is a Purusha Rupa, which is a Pakshi Rupa. It has got the five limbs of Shiraha, Dakshina Paksha, Uttara Paksha, Atma and Pucham. The Shira is what? Tasya Shraddhaiva Shiraha. Shraddhaiva Shiraha. Shraddha is said. What is it? Nischaya Vijnanavatahi Kartavyeshu Artheshu Purvam Shraddha Utpadyate. Sa Sarva Kartavyanam Prathamyat Shiraha Iva Shiraha. What an important thought it is. We have tried and understood exhaustively yesterday. All other quotations of all other Shastras keeping apart, straight away here itself, Bhashyakara very clear says. First point is what? Nischaya Vijnana Vatahi. The one who has got the Nischaya Vijnana, which is the Lakshana of the Vijnanamaya Kosha, that Kartavyeshu Artheshu. In the actions to be done as Kartavya, Purvam. Before the action is done, Shraddha Utpadyate. Utpadyate. Shraddha is born. So what is the basic thing here we have to understand? Any work we have to do. What makes us do the work immediately before the work is our Shraddha. If I don't have Shraddha, I will not do that work. Work is good or bad, baat ki baat. That Shraddha depends on what? The Nischaya Vijnana. Again, the Nischaya Vijnana depends on what? The authority. And how do you got that authority again? Again with Shraddha. Looks to be little complicated, but not so. The last two things you curtail. Just come to these 3 points. First, Nischaya Vijnana. Second, Shraddha. Then the Karma done. In general. All the samsaris, everybody. But which karma to be done? Every karma cannot be done, no? Which karma to be done? Kartavya karma to be done. So here he is using the word Kartavyeshu Artheshu. As I am telling you again and again, Shankara Bhagavan is or Shruti Mata is curtailing our understanding about each of the kosha purely as it is given, not as we are maintaining it now. Like mana only Vedamaya. But we are maintaining mana with Kama, Krodha, Arishat Varga. वो टच ही नहीं कर रहा है श्रुति माता. सो टू द विज्ञानमय कोश में क्या होना चाहिए? विज्ञान किसका? कर्तव्य कर्म का. Then after the Vijnanamaya Kosha has got Nischaya Vijnana regarding Kartavya Karma, what is next born is Shraddha. Because Nischaya Vijnana ho gaya. With that Shraddha born out of Nischaya Vijnana, we are doing karma. See, कर्म करो तो क्या फल मिलेगा? करने के बाद ही होगा ना. But to do the karma, you have to have only one thing called Shraddha. But the Shraddha has to be backed by this Nischaya Vijnana, which is the job of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then he says next sentence, so Sa, be attentive to Sa, that Nischaya Vijnana or the Sa, that Shraddha, Sarva Kartavyanam Prathamyat. For all the Kartavya Karma, what is preceded to them is the Shraddha. सर्व कर्तव्यानाम श्रद्धा प्राथम्याद. प्रथम क्या है शरीर में? शर है. Therefore shiraiva shiraha. So what we therefore have to understand two very important things. Why we are not doing kartavya karma? Because we don't have shraddha in it. Why don't we have the shraddha in that? Because we don't have the nischaya vijnana. Why there is no nischaya vijnana? We never studied shastra, we never heard the guru. And that is why you add the next one, the Uttara Paksha, Dakshina Pakshaha. Rutam Dakshina Pakshaha. Very be careful. What is Rutam? Yatha Shastram, Yatha Shastram, Yatha Uktam Artham Nischayam. How many times we have seen that? Yatha Shastram, Yatha Kartavyam, Buddhau Suparinishchitam Artham. This is called as Rutam. Okay? Shraddha is Shiraha. That Shira Rupa Shraddha makes us do doubtlessly only Kartavya karma, whether it is for Bhukti or the Mukti. So Bhukti and Mukti, how do they come? When you do the karma. For Mukti, there is no karma, but let us say spirituality also is a karma. Bhukti and Mukti karma because of karma. Karma we do with the Shraddha. Okay? That Shraddha for the Kartavya karma should be there for us. Which karma is called Kartavya karma? That karma is Kartavya karma. When it is done, what we want, Bhukti or Mukti, definitely comes. No other things come. But this alone is कर्तव्य कर्मा. ये वाला श्रद्धा कहाँ से उत्पन्न होगा? निश्चय विज्ञान से. And what is निश्चय विज्ञानम? That is ऋतम. And what is ऋतम? यथा शास्त्रम यथा कर्तव्यम बुद्धौ सुपरिनिश्चितम अर्थम. Now here one thing very subtle, very carefully आप सुनो. ये मिस हो गया ना तो सब मिस हो जाता है. This we are start talking every day from last 3-4 days. Only two things. Ki, this is said by the Shastra to be done. I will do. This is said by the Shastra not to be done. I will avoid. Or reverse karo, this I will not do. Why? Shastra ne prohibit kiya. That I will do. Why? Shastra ne karne ko kaha. This is called as the matured life. Now the question, why? Because the Shastra is the one which is the expression of divine. Be attentive. Following which everybody got succeeded in life in getting their bhukti, later on mukti. So this faith in the Shastra should make me accept Shastra as the authority. After accepting the Shastra as the authority, now Shastra ne kaha to karunga, nahi kaha mat karo to nahi karunga. Why Shastra? This is the only question you have to answer. Why we have to follow Shastra? Only question. Because Shastra is the final authority. How? Anybody who lived Shastra, they benefited. Anybody who discarded Shastra, they suffered. Shastra are given by the Lord only for this purpose. Do you ask why the manual is given? Why should I follow? अरे जिसने इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाया उसने मैनुअल बनाया. Whoever followed the manual, they made use of instrument for a better result. Who did not follow it, they destroyed it. Now, how long you hold on to this useless question, but why manual? Why manual? And a manual is having given by the one who manufactured. You follow it. But why should I follow? So too the Shastra is given by the manufacturer, the Lord who manufactured the world and you and me. Just follow it, na? It is only in your interest. See, right from the beginning, what parents today say is for our own interest, but we have developed a wrong habit of not listening to them. That wrong habit entered everywhere, and then finally it percolates when we are told to live what Shastra says. We just ask a Bewakoof question. Yeah, it is in your own interest. That habit of the mind to question and do opposite becomes a nature. So what medicine doctor gave, then first of all, let us go to that allopathy. Why allopathy? Let us go to Ayurveda. ठीक है फिर आयुर्वेद जाओ. Why Ayurveda? Then homeopathy. Then why homeopathy? Okay, one you decide homeopathy. Let us go to that doctor. Why that doctor? Let us go to this doctor. अरे चलो ठीक है वहाँ गए. Then why should I take what medicine he gave? You know, that particular medicine I don't want. Other brand I will take. Okay, same thing what he told I'll take. But he said thrice a day, but I can take only 2 times. Everywhere we have learned the stupid, wretched art of not doing what is to be done. Not following the things which are good in good for us. This is called as mind. It is called moha. What is to be done with the moha? We already said, you just break the shackle. What is to be done with Pakistan when he sends terrorists? Just to surgical strike. What is to be done when China is threatening us with their border arrangements? Same thing we have to do. What we have to do to this deluding mind, you kick that mind and do what Shastra says. If the mind is telling you, always questioning you to not to do what is Shastra saying, that mind is curbed only by doing what Shastra says. When the mind is making me not to do what my parents say, how to conquer that mind? Do what parents say. Okay? This is very essential. निश्चय विज्ञानवत ही कर्तव्येषु कर्मसु श्रद्धा पूर्वम कर्तव्येषु अर्थेषु पूर्वम श्रद्धा उत्पद्यते. है ना? निश्चय. And what is the निश्चय? Only one thing. What Shastra says is final. That's it. Veda Shastras. And what is exactly the meaning of the Veda? You don't decide. Learn from the Guru who has thoroughly understood, experimented, and experienced. Again, I should not interpret. Again, devil quoting scriptures. I should never. See, I have to follow what Vedas say. But to understand what Vedas say, I should not study it by my own. With my limited intellect mind filled with all vasana, when I read Vedas, I will understand from it what I or my mind interprets. Is it not? You have to follow the guru who knows. Like a cycle manufacturer, cycle दिया आपको पिताजी ने, क्यों दिया? उसके ऊपर बैठकर चलाने को. You ask me why cycle. नहीं पूछा पिताजी को, उसके एक टायर निकाल के उसको पहिए की तरह घुमाते जा रहे हो. It can be done with that tire of the cycle. You remove it and you play. It is not for that purpose, no? So even though for me, the Veda is final authority regarding Kartavya Karma, what is that exactly the meaning to me, I get convinced only after listening from my Guru who explained to me the Veda. That is why Shastrajnahapi Swatantrena Brahmanveshanam na kuryat. He should only from the Guru listen. Therefore, पढ़ना वेद ही है, फॉलो करना वेद ही है, पर उसका अर्थ केवल गुरु हमको बता सकते. If that is not the requirement, then Bhagavan would have sent the Vedas and us and would have left us. Why did he create a Guru Parampara? Why he gave a Guru Tattva? वो तो उनको अवॉइड ही कर सकते हैं ना अगर जरूरत नहीं तो. इनफैक्ट उसी की ज्यादा जरूरत है. And at a higher level, it looks little different. You need not even study Veda. Then whatever Guru says that is Veda, then you reach. Shankara Bhagwan ऐसे हैं, वो whatever he says to us is Veda only, and he shows the quotation of Veda also. बेटा मैं तुमको जो बता रहा हूँ वेद ही है. The safest literature in the entire universe is Bhagwan Adi Shankara's commentary. Because he gives the authority of Veda only, even to explain Veda. Even Taittiriya Upanishad का वही शैली चल रहा है कि नहीं? The Taittiriya Upanishad is Yajurveda. But to substantiate it, is it not quoting again and again Rigveda? How beautiful that friendship between Rigveda and Yajurveda. अच्छी बात है कि नहीं? So hope you are catching the main thought, main essence, and don't miss it. What is what? Nischaya Vijnanavata hi kartavyeshu arteshu purvam shraddha utpadyate. Sa sarva kartavyanam pratamyat shira iva shiraha. So here the Vijnanamaya Pakshi, Vijnanamaya Purushaka, जब श्रुति माता ने तस्य श्रद्धा इव शिरः कहा, why Shira is called as Shraddha is explained. In that explanation only, how the Vijnanamaya Kosha should conduct, that also is explained. How it should conduct in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, there is a karta. He should do karma to get the phala. But which karma he has to do, what attitude he has to do? He has to do the karma with kartavya buddhi. Kartavya buddhi comes in the Vijnanamaya Kosha when there is Shraddha. But this Shraddha, how it has to develop in the Vijnanamaya Kosha towards this karma as a kartavya? Nischay Vijnana. What is the Nischay Vijnana? From the Guru we heard the Veda. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is given a capacity to know. Because it, for what purpose? For it to know what is said in the Veda to live life. For the Bhukti and Mukti. And that you and I cannot study straight away, is like Gurus. So our Vijnanamaya Kosha therefore should always be filled with the authentic knowledge of the Vedas studied from the Shastra for our Kartavya and Sadhana. From that only the Shraddha is born to do the work. Finally तो काम तो करना पड़ेगा. Continuously काम करने के लिए वो push करता है. That fuel is called as Shraddha. Again, if the Shraddha is not there, we don't do work. That is why the Shraddha is called as Shiraha. बट श्रद्धा के बिना कर्म नहीं होगा, निश्चय विज्ञान के बिना श्रद्धा नहीं होगा। गुरु से वेदांत नहीं पढ़े तो निश्चय विज्ञान सही निश्चय विज्ञान नहीं है। Others can also, without referring to Vedas, can make their own nischay vijnana. But some of the foreigners, Westerners, they also have nischay vijnana, but they have not studied Veda. They have not studied Veda, but what they have the subject is what is there already in Veda only. भाषा अलग हो सकता है. That is how the answer to such question. But for you and I, we are born in Sanatana Dharma with Vedas as our own tradition, culture. Let us follow, reach it. उनके गुरु लोग कभी वेद पढ़े होंगे पिछले वाले जन्मों में, वो अर्थ उनके अंदर है, वो उस भाषा में उनको बता रहे. Like a translator, he knows this language, that language, he listens this and translates the other language. He's talking language, other thing, but the point is what is said by the other person, जिसका translate कर रहा है, उस तरह से उसका आंसर है. So these are all secondary silly questions. We not worry. Straight away we have Vedas. They are the authority for our doing karma for the bhukti and mukti. मुक्ति के लिए द्रव्य यज्ञ करते हैं, मुक्ति के लिए ज्ञान यज्ञ करते हैं. Let us study that. And without Shraddha, even one work we cannot do continuously. Therefore, Shraddha eva Shira. Which Shraddha? First blind Shraddha. That blind Shraddha took us to Guru. Guru gave us the jnana of the Shastra. On the Shastra jnana, there is Shraddha now. Why it is called as Shraddha even now also, even after the jnana? Because you have not yet done the karma and you have not seen the result. After seeing the result only, there is no more Shraddha, there is only Anubhuti. अनुभव के समय में ही श्रद्धा की जरूरत नहीं होती है ना. अनुभव के पहले, अनुभव के लिए जो कर्म करना है, at that time what is required is Shraddha. Like when I'm told by somebody ki go this way, you will reach that temple. After reaching the temple, it is an experience. There is no need to believe that person or the path shown by that person. But to reach that place, till I reach that place, should I not follow the path on the strength of faith told by that person and this path alone takes me? उस व्यक्ति के शब्दों में मुझे श्रद्धा होना है और उनका जो मार्ग उन्होंने निर्देशन किया उस मार्ग में भी मुझे श्रद्धा होना है. When I go, I reach. After reaching, yeah, what you said is right. Now it is no more Shraddha, it is my experience. Therefore, first Shraddha takes us to the Guru and makes us listen to Guru. Guru teaches us Vedas. In that Vedas, the Kartavya karma are taught to us to get both Bhukti and Mukti. But karma is not yet done. Bhukti and Mukti have not yet come. Unless we do them, the karma, Bhukti and Mukti will not come. Then what pushes us at that time to do those two things? This is called as second Shraddha. First Shraddha took us to the Guru, made us understand Shastra Jnanam. But Jnanam never gives result. Now, doing karma only gives result. But to do karma, what is required? The second Shraddha. This Shraddha is what? Born out of the knowledge of the Shastra. What is the meaning of it? I am told by my Guru, according to Shastra, that this way if I live, I get Bhukti. This way I live, I get Mukti. With the Shraddha, actually doing it. With that Shraddha, when you do, the result comes. In other cases, क्या है? Other than the Veda, it may click sometime, but it is like groping in darkness or throwing in अंधेरे में तीर मारना. कभी लगता है, कभी नहीं लगता. इन वैदिक मार्ग लगना नहीं लगने का क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है, लगेगा बस, because it is authentic, coming from the parampara. It is a royal path. It is a well-tested path. इधर कोई डाउट ही नहीं है, because it's the purpose of Veda only is to give us Bhukti and Mukti. Hope you are understanding it. Little. So, कर्तव्येषु कर्मसु कर्तव्येषु अर्थेषु श्रद्धा उत्पद्यते निश्चय विज्ञान वतः ही. So why saying this, what is said? Be nischayvan in your Vignanamaya kosha. About your kartavya karma, that nischay is based on the Veda, and Veda is taught to you by the Guru. And that is never enough. You have to work. For the work, you need Shraddha. Till the work is completed and the result is gained, only one thing which keeps us on the path is Shraddha. But this is not a blind Shraddha. This is a Shraddha on the scriptures as authorized by the Guru. Nischaya Vijnana Purvaka Shraddha. And even for Nischaya Vijnana Purvaka, only one thought. What my Veda says is correct. Because they are for my own benefit. Like in case of parents also, parents are my well-wishers. What they say is correct. With this Shraddha only you do what they say. Then the benefit comes. How can you prove what they say is correct? No other way than doing. करने के बाद पता चलता है वो करने से पहले फल नहीं आएगा, फल नहीं आए तो पता नहीं चलेगा. See, when I sow a mango seed, mango tree will come. How can I prove it without sowing the mango? देखो वो लगा ही नहीं रहा, वो बोल रहा है आप प्रूव करो, आप हाउ थ्रू द मैंगो सीड द मैंगो ट्री विल कम. हाउ कैन बी प्रूव टू दैट फेलो? दिस ओनली वे यू सो इट, देन इट विल कम. देन इट विल कम प्रत्यक्ष अनुभूति. नहीं, आप मुझे पहले बताओ फिर मैं. अब इस फेलो को दूसरा मैंगो का सीड दिखा दो, वो बोलता है वो ठीक है भाई ये वाला. प्रॉब्लम इज व्हाट, यू नो, दिस डाउट, संशय ऑफ द मन. You should have full doubt regarding the world, not the Shastra. Shastra ने जो कहा perfect, like Gita. What is there to doubt about Gita? It is only for our own benefit. But Gita you should not study on your own. You should study from the Guru first, one round thoroughly. Those who have gone through that. Then the unnecessary efforts or the wrong direction is avoided. In a right direction you can use the Gita for your own benefit. In the same way, Vedas, etc. So, tasya shraddha iva shiraha. तो विज्ञानमय कोश का शिर कौन है? श्रद्धा. Why? Without shraddha, you will never do kartavya karma. You will do that karma on which you have shraddha. And कर्तव्य कर्म में श्रद्धा कहाँ से आएगा? निश्चय विज्ञान से. निश्चय विज्ञान का अथॉरिटी क्या है? गुरु एंड वेदास. That is how ऋतम दक्षिणः पक्षः. Right hand, है ना? The Shira in its decision only decides what the right hand should do, left hand should do, all that. So here, Rutam Dakshina Paksha is, Rutam is Rutam Yatha Shastram Yatha Kartavyam Buddhav Suparinishchitam Artham, we have seen. Therefore, in coordination of these two, what is the understanding? The Dakshina Paksha Rupi Shastra Jnana should lead to the Shraddha Rupi Shira. That should make us the karma to be done. And that karma is done by the Uttara Paksha, because Satyam Uttara Paksha. What is Satyam? Whatever is Rutam, that is taken as final authority of the Shastra, that is acted upon with our speech and body. Okay ना? मन बुद्धि में जो ज्ञान है शास्त्र का, उसको देह इंद्रिय और वाणी से करने वाला कर्म को सत्यम कहते हैं. Therefore, a life should be what ours? Rutam, Satyam, Shraddha. All of them are the Vijnanamaya Kosha's limbs. Each of these three are important. Satyam, action. If the action is not done, never comes the result. The Rutam, the authenticated action. That is the knowledge given by the Shastra. And Shiraha, continuously filling the fuel to the Satyam to do the work. Because if the Shraddha is not there, a doubt comes up, then the action is not done. But where the Shraddha should depend upon, again the Rutam only, the Veda Jnana. And Vedas are taken as final authority for granted. That's it. You cannot think about it otherwise. कोई ना कोई तो हमको guidance चाहिए ना. You take the human being guidance. In the human being, the Vedas are nothing but the Lord given, tested and experienced by every human being who tried. So why should we have doubt in Vedas? The Pashandis, etc., they have broken the chain of Veda Parampara. What to do? We have to reinstate that, at least in our personal life. Do little homework on this particular Vijnanamaya Kosha, please. Okay? Now the fourth one also we have seen, Yoga Atma. Yoga is Samata. Samatvam. Samahitata and Samata. Is it not? Yoga Atma. ऋतसत्ये यथा व्याख्याते एव योगः युक्तिः समाधानम आत्मा इव आत्मा. समाधानम मीन्स व्हाट? अपने आप को हमेशा एक बैलेंस्ड अनबयास्ड स्टेट में रखना. योगा मीन्स समाधान मीन्स unbiased state of mind, balanced state of mind. If that samadhanam, unbiased state is not there as base, first of all, we will not have Shraddha to go to Guru. Then all other things won't happen. The other things are listening from the Guru of the Vedas, taking the Veda Jnanam as an authority for this karma as Kartavya, this karma is not Kartavya. Then he will never do only Kartavya karma, he will do non-Kartavya karma also, therefore he suffers. This is the biggest problem that is happening. Why we are not taking the knowledge of the Veda from the Guru, why we are not having Shraddha in that knowledge, why we are not acting according to that Shraddha, only one reason. What is that? Already we are biased. Therefore, the yoga is samadhanam. If it is not there, all the other things collapse. It is our life is like on one issue, the 7 different parties people are asked to discuss. To discuss. Is there any fellow listening to anyone in the TV discussions, debates? Everybody is shouting their own opinion. Why? They are biased. They won't even listen to others. They shout only at the pitch of sab chilla rahe, and the moderator is headache. Same way in the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha meeting. They are fixed in their thought only to oppose. They won't listen to logic. They are already biased. If there is no biasness, there will be no two parties in any country. Unbiased. What is unbiasedness here? Country should be progressing. The people should be safe, secured, and growing. Isn't it? That is the goal. If that is the goal of everyone, why is the need of two parties? Party ki bhi zarurat nahi. Only the Raja will rule the kingdom because people know that the Raja is only for the Praja Samrakshan. That is how the kingdoms used to be there. There is no doubt for the Praja regarding the Raja. And Raja has no second biased thought other than ruling the kingdom for the sake of Praja. He has no biasness in him of I want to come to the power for my enjoyment, my bhoga. वो है ही नहीं उनको सपने में भी. अब ऐसा राजा मिला, अब प्रजा दूसरों को क्यों चाहते हैं? That Raja living life like that. That is why एक जमाना था जहां राजा अपने प्रजा को अपने संतान के समान पालन करते थे. This regular sentence we used to listen in Chanda Mama. When the Raja takes care of children like Praja, their own children, Praja like children, why will the children like Praja have doubt on the father like Raja? I am giving an example there. In our life also, already we have preconceived notions born out of vasanas, born out of the mind's capacity of projection, more than these two, fully misguided by the ignorant people of the world. Is the person whose words you are taking as authority is a Brahmagnani? Have you ever thought? Anybody other than Brahmagnani, can he guide us perfectly? If you think so, then he is wrong. You are wrong. Only Brahmagnani can correctly guide us in the Bhukti Marga as well as Mukti Marga. And all the Brahmagnanis, what they authorize is Vedas by their own practice. So either follow the Veda, but listen from Yuktasya Samadhanavataha Angani Iva Shraddhadini Yatartha Pratipatti Kshamani Bhavanti. Tasmat Samadhanam Yogaha Atma Vignanamayasya. This needs some more explanation. Tomorrow we will see. Such at least once in a while we have to discuss exhaustively. हमेशा लिटरल मीनिंग बोलते हुए हंसी मजाक करते हैं तो बात नहीं होता. We have to become serious about our study, our own life. Instead of following the Guru and the Vedas, we are just following all others. Therefore, in Bhukti also we are suffering, in the Manashanti also we are suffering. तो मुक्ति तो दूर की बात हो रही है. Therefore, our Vijnanamaya has to be brought away from all wrong sources. And we have to fill the Vijnanamaya Kosha with the knowledge of the Shastras given by the Guru. And with the Shraddha and Samadhanam, we have to follow accordingly and eke out our Bhukti and Mukti. जीना है जिसके लिए खाना चाहिए. मैं तो कहता हूँ उपासना करो, यज्ञ करो, भगवान सब कुछ दे देते हैं. यू नीड नॉट डू एनीथिंग. मैं वही कर रहा हूँ. व्हाट नौकरी आई डू? नथिंग. बट आई एम नॉट अलाइव. Bhagavan is giving with the help of my own upasana and yajna. What are the upasana? I am happy with that. And now I am busy in my sadhana. See, यज्ञ करो, बारिश हो गया, अनाज आ गया, खाओ और साधना करो. You don't need to do any of the other things. भगवत कृपा से सब चल रहा है. Not knowing these very important salient things on the name of development or progress and all, we are going away more and more from the self or the truth. Knowing all that only, the Gaudapadadi Ityadi, they all talk, yaar, you're all mithya, kahan fas rahe ho tum? And anybody who becomes extroverted will suffer. All that sufferings will end only when he becomes introvert. Introverted means being one with the self. Extroverted is getting lost in the not self. ठीक है. और थोड़ा कल देखेंगे. ओम 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 पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमर्षिभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रेण तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु.